As we all know, YouTube is flooded with doctors making videos these days. It's a total information overload, with everyone claiming to be a doctor or a PhD. Honestly, I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. I only trust what I've put to the test on my own body for an entire century. Now, let me say something about the 40-year-old doctors making YouTube videos about aging. God bless them. They're educated and trying. But there is something limited about a man who has never felt his legs betray him, never grabbed the wall in a panic standing up, never laid awake at 3 in the morning wondering whether this quiet erosion of the body is the beginning of the end. I have lived every stage of it. I watched my friends try every video, every supplement, every cheerful recommendation from a doctor who wrapped up in 11 minutes and moved on. I tried most of it myself. Some helped a little, most didn't. A few made me feel worse, designed for a body 30 years younger, pretending it was the same problem. I hold no medical degrees. What I hold is 101 years inside this body and 60-something years watching what happened to the people around me who did things differently. That is my credential. And for what I'm about to share, it may be the only one that actually matters. My name is Virginia May. I am 101 years old, sitting in my own home, my own chair, with no nurse beside me and no one telling me when to go to bed. 101, independent, still doing my own grocery run, still rearranging my own furniture, still waking up every morning knowing this life belongs to me. I didn't come here to brag. I came because I've been watching the people I love disappear, not from death, but from themselves, handed over to someone else's care, sitting in rooms that don't belong to them, waiting on meals they didn't choose, wondering how a full and beautiful life came down to this. That broke my heart. That's why I'm here. Before I go further, I want to make you a promise, and at my age, I don't make them lightly. Stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to give you a real gift, not a code, not a PDF, something I've carried over a century that kept my body alive when my heart was shattered on the floor. I'll give it freely. But first, tell me who you are. Leave your first name and your age in the comments, because I'm not talking to a screen, I'm talking to a person, and I want to know you're there. Let me talk about the thing nobody says out loud, the thing that lives underneath every conversation about aging, the thing your children dance around and your doctors soften with clinical language and your friends only whisper about after their third cup of coffee. It is not death, I promise you, from the other side of a very long life. Death is not the thing that terrifies old people. You make a certain peace with death. It comes for everyone, and it is, in its own way, a door you know is there. You stop being afraid of the door. What terrifies people, what I watch terrorize my dearest friends in their final decades, is the loss of the self before the body is even gone. It is the moment you can no longer get up off the floor by yourself, and someone has to come pull you up while you stare at the ceiling, burning with shame, telling yourself this is fine, this is just aging, this is natural, when every cell in your body is screaming that this is not who you are. It is the moment your daughter drives you to your own doctor's appointment because you can no longer be trusted to drive yourself, and she is kind about it. She is so kind, and somehow that kindness is the worst part. It is the nursing home, and I say that word plainly because softening it helps no one. The nursing home, where people who were once full human beings with opinions and histories and favorite songs and things that made them laugh until they cried, are now a name on a whiteboard and a medication schedule and a set of needs to be managed by a staff that is overworked and underpaid and doing their absolute best and still cannot give you back the thing that matters most. The thing that matters most is not comfort, it is not safety, it is not even health exactly. It is dignity. It is the ability to say, this is my life and I am still living it. I watched my friend Dolores go into a facility when she was 84. Dolores, who made the best sweet potato pie in 4 counties. Dolores, who could hold a room with a story. Within 8 months, she had stopped telling stories. She sat very still, and she was cared for very well, and she was gone before she died, in every way that mattered. I made a decision the day I left her that afternoon. I made a quiet, fierce, unbreakable decision. I did not know yet exactly what it would require of me, but I knew I would do whatever it took to stay in possession of my own life for as long as God allowed me to draw breath. This video is what I did, or at least the physical part of it, because there is more, and I will get to that. Before I tell you the exercises that changed everything for me, I need to say one thing about walking, because most of you over 60 are walking every day and feeling good about it, and you should feel good about it. Walking is genuinely wonderful, and I still do it myself. But I need to tell you what I learned the hard way in my late 70s. Walking is not enough. I know that is hard to hear. I resisted it for years. I thought, I walk 30 minutes every morning, rain or shine. I have done this for decades. I am doing the work. And I was. But my body was still losing something that walking never touched. After 60, the body begins losing muscle mass, and it does not care how faithfully you walk. Your balance, the kind that catches you when you step off a curb wrong, or the tile is wet, or someone bumps you in the grocery store, walking on flat, predictable pavement every morning does nothing to train that. Your bones need more than the gentle rhythm of a daily walk to stay dense enough to protect you. And your posture, the slow rounding forward that I watched happen to every single person around me, walking will not reverse a single degree of that. I am not telling you to stop walking. Lord, please keep walking. I am telling you that walking by itself leaves 3 critical doors in your body unlocked, and you will not know they were unlocked until something comes through one of them. Here is what I added: 3 exercises, 15 minutes, 3 times a week. I started at 79. I did not feel significant results for about 6 weeks. And then one morning, I stood up from this very chair and I realized I had simply stood up. No rehearsal, no bracing, no quiet little prayer first. I had just stood up like a person who lives in her body without negotiating with it. That was the day everything changed. The first exercise is heel raises, and I call them my ankle armor. Here is something to try before you read another word. Find a sturdy chair. The back of a dining chair works perfectly. Stand behind it, hold the back lightly with your fingertips, and rise up onto your tiptoes. How steady are you? Be honest, because if you felt a wobble, or if you gripped that chair harder than you expected to, that is information about the part of your body that makes the first decision every time you take a step. Your calves and your ankles are the very first line of your body's defense against a fall. Every single time your foot meets ground that isn't perfectly flat, a crack in the sidewalk, the lip of a rug, the slight slope of a parking lot, those muscles are making tiny, rapid adjustments to keep you upright. When they are weak, those adjustments fail, and the fall happens so fast you never even saw it coming. When they are strong, you catch yourself almost without thinking, the way you used to when you were young and your body just handled things. Here is how to do them properly, because the technique matters more than the number. Stand behind your chair, feet hip-width apart, fingertips resting lightly on the back. Rise slowly onto your tiptoes. Take 2 full seconds going up. Hold at the very top for 1 breath. Then lower yourself down slowly, 3 full seconds on the way down. That descent, that controlled lowering, is where your strength is actually being built. Rush through the coming down, and you lose most of the benefit. Do not grip the chair like a life raft. Let it be there for reassurance, not for carrying your weight. Keep your core gently engaged. Do not lock your knees. 2 sets of 10 repetitions when you start. By your 4th week, aim for 3 sets of 12. And when that feels steady and manageable, try lifting one foot just slightly off the ground and doing a single leg raise on the other side. That progression is where the real balance training begins. I do these at my kitchen sink almost every morning while the coffee brews. That is how small a time commitment we are talking about. The second exercise is what I call my posture reset, and I do it with a resistance band or a dish towel pulled taut between both hands. I want you to look at old photographs of yourself. If you have them nearby, go find one, and then look at a recent photograph. If you see what I saw in my 70s, you will see a slow, steady rounding forward, shoulders curving in, head moving forward off the neck, upper back beginning to bow. And if you are like me, you thought, well, that is just what aging looks like. That is what I accepted. That is what I was wrong about. That rounding is not inevitable aging. That rounding is decades of sitting and moving forward, typing, driving, looking down at things, eating, with nothing pulling the opposite direction. Your body goes where you take it repeatedly, and nobody was taking it back. What this does to you internally is not cosmetic. It compresses your chest, which means you take shallower breaths without realizing it, which means less oxygen, which means a kind of low-grade fatigue that you have probably attributed to being old. It strains your neck and lower back constantly. It shifts your center of gravity forward, which is one of the quiet reasons falls become more likely as people age. And it affects how you feel about yourself. I'm not too old to know that when I slump, I feel older, and when I sit tall, I feel like myself. The fix is simple. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, and hold your resistance band in both hands with your arms extended straight out in front of you at chest height. Then pull your hands apart, wide, like you are opening your arms to embrace something, stretching the band until your arms are fully open. Squeeze your shoulder blades together firmly at the end of that movement and hold for 1 full second before returning slowly. Feel it between your shoulder blades, not in your neck. If you feel it in your neck, your chin is jutting forward. Bring it back level. A dish towel works perfectly if you do not have a band. Pull it taut between both fists. Same motion, same benefit. 2 sets of 10 when you begin. Add a set each month. After about 2 months, slow the whole movement down. 3 full seconds out. Hold 2, 3 full seconds back. That tempo is where the real restoration happens. I still do this exercise while watching the evening news, and I have watched women in their 70s do it for 6 weeks and stand up straighter than they have in 20 years. The third exercise is the one I will ask you not to skip, and I will tell you why. I have a friend, or I had a friend, she passed 2 years ago at the age of 91, named Harriet. Harriet was sharp as a tack until her final month, but at 87, she fell reaching for something off a shelf, and the fall itself broke nothing. She caught herself on the countertop. What it broke was something harder to name, a confidence, a sense of trust in her own body, a willingness to move through her kitchen without a little hum of anxiety underneath everything. Within 18 months of that fall, Harriet stopped doing things, not because she couldn't, because she was afraid of the next time. The exercise I'm about to describe builds the upper body strength that catches you when you fall forward, that helps you push yourself up from a chair or bed, that carries groceries and opens heavy doors and reaches for shelves, that, according to research that I confess I had someone help me look up, predicts survival in adults over 65 more reliably than cholesterol numbers. I will let you think about that for a moment. It is a standing push-up against a wall. That is all. No floor, no wrist pressure, no getting up and down, just you and a wall. Stand an arm's length from a smooth wall, feet shoulder width apart. Place both palms flat on the wall at chest height, fingers pointing upward. Then lean in, keeping your entire body in a straight line from your heels to the crown of your head. like a plank that happens to be standing up, and bend your elbows slowly until your chest approaches the wall. 2 to 3 seconds on the way in, then push yourself back to start. 2 full seconds. Keep your middle firm the entire time. Do not let your hips swing forward or sag back. Keep your elbows at a slight angle rather than flaring them straight out like wings. Start with 8 repetitions, 2 sets. Move your feet an inch farther from the wall each week, which increases the resistance as you get stronger. After 6 weeks or so, move to a kitchen countertop instead of the wall, angled lower, considerably more challenging. I cannot tell you how different I felt after the first month of doing this consistently. My arms felt like they belonged to me again. Now here is how to put it together, because the whole thing should take you about 15 minutes and you only need to do it 3 times a week. Pick 2 days. I do Monday and Thursday, and do all 3 exercises back to back. 3 sets of 10 to 12 of each. Start with the heel raises, move to the band pull-aparts, finish with the wall push-aways. Total time, 15 minutes, sometimes less. On the days in between, just once a day, practice standing on one leg and holding it. Stand near your kitchen counter so it is there if you need it. Hold each side for 20 to 30 seconds and repeat 3 times. That single leg balance work is quiet and humble, and it is one of the most powerful things an older person can do. Keep your walks every single day if you can. Your heart needs them, and so does your mind. But now you are filling the 3 gaps that walking was never designed to fill. Now, I promised you a gift, and this is it. I want to tell you what I actually believe has kept me here, kept me standing, kept me in my own home with my own dignity and my own coffee and my own opinions about how to arrange my furniture. It is not the exercises alone. It is not the diet, which is sensible but not complicated. It is not good genetics, because I come from a line of women who did not mostly live this long or this well. It is that I have never let my spirit break. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that with complete seriousness and no apology, because at 101, I have earned the right to say what I believe without softening it for anyone. I believe, and I have watched this play out in person, across a century of observing human beings in their best and worst moments, that illness has 2 roots. There are the physical ones, how you move, what you eat, how you sleep, whether you challenge your body or let it slowly convince you it cannot be asked of anymore. Those are real and they matter, and everything I have told you today addresses them. But underneath the physical roots, there are spiritual ones. And I do not use that word loosely or vaguely. I mean something specific. I mean the state of the inner life, whether a person has something to live toward, something that makes the morning meaningful, something that connects them to other human beings in a way that goes beyond obligation. I have watched people with every physical advantage wither when their spirit went dark. I have watched people with bodies that had every reason to fail keep going on something that medicine cannot measure or prescribe. And I have seen enough of both sides now to tell you, with the confidence of someone who has observed this for longer than most people have been alive, when the spirit breaks, the body follows, not always immediately, but it follows. The research increasingly agrees with what older people have always known from watching it happen around them. 7 dimensions of the inner life: purpose, love, connection, gratitude, forgiveness, hope, and the willingness to be still enough to hear something beyond your own fear. When those go dark or go unattended, the physical architecture has less and less to stand on. The science is beginning to catch up to what the oldest among us have quietly understood for generations. For me personally, God has been the light that stayed on through the nights when nothing else was lit. I have been sick. I have been in pain that I would not wish on anyone. I have buried my husband and buried friends and sat in rooms at 3 a.m, wondering whether I had the strength to keep going. On those nights, Every single one of them across more than a century of living, something held me. Something reminded me that I was not the sum of my suffering, that the morning was coming, that the people I could still reach and still warm with what I had left to give were worth staying for. I am not asking you to share my faith. I am asking you to find yours. I am asking you to protect the interior of your life with the same ferocity that you protect the physical. Walk, do your heel raises, stand against your wall and push, and then light something in yourself that makes the body worth fighting for. Love people with whatever you have. Love them when it costs you something, because that is the only kind that actually feeds you back. Let yourself be connected. Let yourself forgive, not for the other person's sake, but because carrying a grievance at 80 or 90 is an extraordinary waste of the time you have left. Let yourself sit quietly sometimes and listen to something you cannot explain. The body responds to all of it. I promise you, from 101 years of evidence, the body responds to all of it. Now, go leave your name and your age in the comments. That is the first thing. I want to know who you are. I have spent this time with you, and I would like, in whatever small digital way this world allows, to know you are there. Then go do one set of each exercise. Right now, before this video, is a memory you meant to act on. One set. That is all I'm asking. Prove to yourself that your body is still listening, because it is. It is always listening. It does not care how old you are. It responds to the right challenge at any age. I am living proof of that, and I mean that phrase as literally as it has ever been used. My name is Virginia May. I am 101 years old. I live in my own home. I made my own breakfast this morning, and I will do it again tomorrow. You can too. I believe that. And after everything I have seen and survived and learned, my belief at this age is not a small thing. God bless you. Now go move.